Hey guys, it's Tiffany from Super Easy Math. Today's math problem of the day says 223 and 1/10 divided by 23 hundredths. So whenever I'm trying to solve a problem like this that has this type of division symbol, I want to remember to crisscross applesauce. So that means the first number that's listed in the problem is going to be the number inside my division sign. So the 223 and 1/10 will be underneath the bar like this. And then the 0.23 will become my divisor, so it's outside. Now I need to remember that I need a whole number in the divisor position. And right now I have a decimal, so that's not going to work. So what I need to do is move that decimal over 2 spaces to the right, because whenever a decimal is at the far right of a digit and there's nothing on the right side of the decimal, then that means it's just a whole number. Well, the rule tells us when we're dividing decimals, however many spaces we move the decimal in the divisor, we have to move the decimal in the dividend the same amount of spaces. So we moved it 2 spaces there, so that means I need to move it 2 spaces here. And I get a decimal here, and I have to plug in a 0 for any empty spaces that are remaining. Now I'm going to divide my new numbers, which are 23, and that's going into 22,310. Now I'm dividing with no decimals at all. Sometimes you might still have a decimal in the number that's underneath the bar, but in this case we don't. The main thing we want to make sure we do is have no decimal on the number that's outside. That's the requirement that we need before we can divide. So now I'm going to take things one step at a time, and I'm going to ask myself, how many times is 23 going to 2? It doesn't, so I leave it blank above the 2. How many times is 23 going to 22? It doesn't go in there either. But what about 23 into 223? Well, it goes in there 9 times, and that's 207. So when I subtract, which is my next step, I get 16. Now I bring down the 1, and after guessing a few numbers, you'll realize that 7 is how many times 23 goes into 161, and it goes in evenly. So when I subtract here, I get 0, and I have a 0 to bring down at the end, and that means I'm just gonna have a 0 here at the end. So that means I have 970 as my final answer. Here's tomorrow's math problem of the day. See if you can solve it before I do, but don't forget to head over to Super Easy Math, where you can get a live math tutor who can help you with all of your math needs.